Hey guys, what's going on? This is the Morris Boy Racing channel. Back at it again. This is the 2020 Indian Nation, I think is what it's called, Blackjack Enduro. Haven't done an enduro in a while, so should be good. I was excited to get one under my belt again. Little different start there off the first test they had going. They had us doing a dead engine start for some reason. I've never done that at enduro, but at least everyone had to do it, so took off here, going through. Trails were really nice today. They're a little dusty in a few spots, but mostly they're all just fast, flowy, smooth trails, which I thought they were awesome. This is my first time riding at the Scipio, this place, or this Indian Nation Enduro. First time ever riding here, so I really enjoyed it. This race was a lot of fun. Had a lot of good trail. Definitely made it easier being the fastest guy on my row. I was able to get off to this lead on each test, so I had no dust, no one in front of me really for the first few minutes of each test until I start catching the rows in front of me. Definitely made it nice. But yeah, going off through here, missed a little line there on the left, but wasn't too bad. Just going through, trying not to make any mistakes right off the bat. If you guys saw my last enduro that I did, that was, 2 minutes of riding actually until I crashed out. So not looking to do that for today. Really didn't want to crash out on the first test or have any mistakes. So just trying to ride cautious and pick good lines. Alright, come through there is the first hole, mud hole of the day. I think they had 4 on this first test, which, being back on road 19, the water was already murky enough I couldn't see the bottom, so couldn't tell if it was really good to just send it through the mud holes and whiskey throttle, but so I was dancing around the outside of these mud holes on the first bit. Just being cautious, taking my time. Going through here, they had some awesome single track in these lower bit in this valley where all the water was. A lot of good dirt, so you could really just lean over, rail the corners. But yeah, going through here, I think right up ahead, if my memory serves me right, some guy went off the trail right here. Hold on, let's see. Going through. Yeah, but yeah, this guy, fortunately for him, I guess he just missed that corner, but it was nice for me because I got to see where he had blown off the corner, and I just was like, oh, don't want to do that, but yeah, still going through a little fast section right here. I was trying to take out all the corners as much as I could and kind of cut them, so I was going straight, kind of see through here, just going as straight as I possibly can. Usually the straightest line is the fastest line if you can ever do it. Try to cut the corners to where it's as straight as possible. Definitely makes it a whole lot nicer and a lot easier to go fast. Alright, going through here. Definitely trying to just peek around the corners as much as I could on this first test, because they had a few blind corners where I couldn't really see where the trail was going farther down, so I was trying to look around the corners as much as I could and see if I could see any arrows or something out there ahead, so I knew, okay, I can just pin it to the next arrow. Going through, so this is a pretty good trail right through here. I liked it. They had a few later on the day, a few of the tests were pretty rocky, or they had a few sections that were rocky, but for the most part, I'd say 80% of the trail was just this fast, flowy, smooth trail. About blew that corner there, which actually wouldn't have been that bad of a deal, because it kind of goes straight through. So, if you were someone who blew that corner, good line choice. What I would say, but yeah, it was fun. This is the third, I think, yeah, third whole water hole through here. You can see how murky it is, so I really tell how deep it is going to be, so I'm just going around the outside pretty from all the mud holes on this first test. I was just going around the outside. I was like playing it cautious, just didn't want to drown my bike out. Going through here, almost blew this corner right into that tree, but I was able to not touch it, just barely skim by and kept going. These fields though were so bumpy. I don't know what it was. It's like they must have used it for a corner track or something in the years past, but it was pretty rough going through there. Going along, here's more of those blind corners where you couldn't really see what was ahead, so you're kind of trying to look around as much as you can to really tell, okay, I can pin it. Going along, back into the woods here. Trying not to hit that tree. I'm kind of seeing a little bit of dust here now. I'm like starting to see a little bits in the trail, so I know I'm catching someone up ahead, but I just don't know how far ahead they are, how long the dust is lasting. Since the first test today, I can't really gauge how far ahead they are yet with just by the dust. So I know I'm catching someone, but I just don't know. As you can see, there's a little more dust there, so I know I'm getting closer. Trying to look ahead, because if I can see them, I know, okay, I can pin it to that guy or wherever they are, because it's usually pretty safe. It's usually a good bet if you can do that. But going through, there he is, and you can see right here, you cut this corner just a little short. Always helps whenever you have someone to ride off of, especially if they're faster than you. That's just the way you want to go for enduros. If you can always get a row on with someone faster than you, it makes a world of difference. Going along here on the right there, I saw this. They actually ran us through this first test again for the 6th test of the day, I think it was, because there was 7. Yeah, I think it was 6 tests of the day. They actually ran us back through the same first test. So I'd seen there was a line on the right, but I didn't pick out that there was a ditch there. And of course, how long will it last? Is it? Hey, it got pulled off. I believe it got pulled off actually. Surprising. Usually I just have to edit out a bunch of video with a leaf in front, but do we got another one? Do we got another one? And it's out of the way. Look at that. Just perfect view. But yeah, going along here. This little bit right there was really fast, so you could really rail these corners. They were just enough to where you could lean over into them, but it wasn't so rough or anything that it'd kick you as you're leaning through the corners. Missed that inside line there, but was able to take this one right here and shave off a little bit of that corner. Looking up ahead here, starting to see a little bit of dust in certain spots, so I know I'm catching another person. kind of know, okay, it's going to be, you know, they're probably 400 yards ahead of me at this point with how the dust was on the last guy I passed, so I know I'll probably catch him here pretty soon. About miss this corner, though. Luckily, I didn't lose too much time. I was able to get turned enough and shoot straight into the trail there, but yeah, I'm starting to see a little bit of dust, so I know I'm catching another rider, which actually had a pretty good row. There was only, I think, like 3 guys that I was catching that were ahead of me, so wasn't a lot of people I had to pass each test, so it was definitely nice. Through here, starting to see a little more dust. You can see in the air there, still lingering around, so here, about to take a right there, but last second saw there was a log, so ended up going back around the tree. Probably lost, I don't know, a quarter of a second there, but it's all these little things that add up for these Enduros. When it's so close, the racing is any little bit just sets you back. So you really got to be on your game for these types of races. Yeah, going through these trails, or this little section right here towards the end of the test, they got really nice. These really sandy berms. You could really lean it over, and it was really straight, and nothing was sketchy after the corner. So you could really book it to the next one, which is nice. Right there, here was actually one of my favorite parts of the day. This little section right there, just sandy corners back and forth. Trying to look at, I think, yeah, I can see right there the end of the test on the last little corner, and try to sprint into that little finish where I can see their reader box was. Laying over like a sprinter for the finish, but awesome day. Ended up getting 4th overall at this race. Really fun, race, had a good time. Might hit another sprint Enduro or something, or an Enduro soon. If not, probably be going into the Hillbillies, which would be November, I think, 8th, so look out for another video at least by then, so it should be good. Alright guys, I think it'll be it for this one, and see you next time. Bye.